So with hot wallets, these are all wallets. All wallets that are these are wallets that are online. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olive Nkirote and this is Olive Nkirote Rebranded. The first thing we're going to talk about is what is a wallet. How many types of wallets exist? There's a hot wallet and there's a cold wallet. A hot wallet is basically a wallet that is online. It is accessible in the internet. It is online. It is a hot wallet.
1 week later.
Now let's move into the hot wallets. We finished the cold, which is paper wallets, and the second one, hardware wallets. So with hot wallets, these are wallets that are online. The first one is a cloud-based wallet or an online wallet. I'll give you an example of an online wallet. Coinbase. It could be blockchain. Most of them now have apps, but they are mostly cloud-based. This is how I stored my Bitcoin, and this is how it got hacked. So what happens is it is online and you can get an app for it, and when you buy your crypto you can move them to the cloud-based wallet. However, they are really prone to attacks, prone to hacking. They do claim and they do say that they are 100% safe and your Bitcoins are safe, but they're really not that safe unless you put in so many measures of security that I've mentioned in my previous video. So definitely watch that video so that in case you really do choose to keep a cloud-based wallet, your security has to be top notch. If they have security settings that are 5 of them, don't just use 1 or 2, use all of them 5. Most people prefer using a cloud-based wallet because it is easy to use. If you're a beginner, it is the easiest way to save it because a third party is keeping for you your wallet. So in this case, you are not really the wallet holder. The third party is the one holding for you the wallet, which is either Coinbase or blockchain, which are the two most famous, two oldest companies and two largest online web-based wallets. For someone who is very new and has no idea of all these other wallets, they'll probably go to that one, and that's what I also did because they are larger, they are well known, and they are deemed to be safe.
I don't think they're 100% safe.
Posed a question about blockchain.com, and one of the moderators answered this question so well, and I want to show you guys. No one should be using blockchain wallets because 1, lacks SEG with so much higher transaction fees, history of bugs and incompetence, missing advanced features like RBF, Lightning, or privacy features. Lightning is basically a network that helps you cut down fees on the transactions on the blockchain network. Is often used in insecure desktop environments. In my opinion, you should only be using a wallet combined with a hardware wallet. Then it's a popular wallet amongst scammers because of backdoor features and because it is easy to remotely set up. Horrible bad security decisions like allowing users to set up wallets without forcing them first to copy and verify backup words, which is true with blockchain. There is no rush. I mean, you can set up your backup phrase whenever you want. History of privacy breaches from investors. True, attacked Bitcoin's consensus with SegWit 2 times. 2x fiasco and never apologize. So I really don't know that because I'm really not that into Bitcoin, but guys, if Reddit says it, they've said it. So yeah.
Second type is mobile application wallets. This is actually the wallet that I am currently on right now, mobile based. Once you download that wallet on your phone, if you lose your username and password and you change your phone, you will not access that wallet. If you lose your phone, you can retrieve your account if you have 100% all the details you used to open that wallet.
As you guys know, your wallet does not really have your cryptocurrency in it. Your wallet just helps you store your information to access your cryptocurrency. So literally, your Bitcoins are somewhere in the blockchain decentralized system, but now your wallet helps you access them. You have now installed your wallet on your phone. Your wallet holds the keys for you to be able to access your cryptocurrency in the blockchain, right? Now, if you lose your phone, does that mean you will lose your access to your cryptocurrency? If you have a mobile wallet, do you lose your coins when you lose your phone? Someone answered them so well, and I want to share with you what I was trying to say. No, not necessarily. In fact, if you actually follow the instructions given by most wallet software, you won't lose your Bitcoin, which is true. When you first set up a Bitcoin wallet, most modern wallet software will ask you through making backups of your wallet, which are now not stored on your phone. If you have a backup, then you can restore your wallet on a new phone or on a computer with a different wallet software. And if you do not have a backup, then yes, you will lose all your Bitcoin. So
yes, it is also not the safest. However, I am considering doing a mobile wallet at the moment because I feel like it is more viable for me, and I'll show you in the next video.
To my Reddit account. I am currently a fan of Reddit because you gotta join Reddit if you haven't. So I posed a question on the Bitcoin beginners community: which mobile-based wallet would you recommend? If not, should I consider a desktop wallet? And if so, which one? I said from my research, the best mobile wallets were Mycelium, Edge, Trust, Bread, and Guarda. So basically, I was doing a lot of research on YouTube mostly and websites. And these are the wallets that really just they really kept showing up and showing up and showing up. And somebody actually replied and said, which is what I'm about to show you, those personally would not be my top picks of that list. Bread and Mycelium would be my top choices if I was forced. I just love how he said forced, which is so hilarious. If I was forced to pick between less optimal wallets. So yes, and that's why on the right side of the screen I showed you guys best top mobile wallets according to YouTube and online like websites. However, he sent me a link down here and said better wallets listed here. And actually guys, let me not lie to you, if you really want to learn about cryptocurrency, I feel like Reddit is like the optimal place. Do not consider going to YouTube, don't consider going to online because it's just a lie anyway. And you can see the recommended wallets. Electrum is a desktop wallet and I'll talk about it. They've even listed pros and cons. There's Phoenix, there's Breeze, there's Blockstream Green. This is the one I've currently decided on. So if you go back to this comment, I even asked them, how comes all these mobile apps are not recommended on Reddit? Because I'm like, why is everyone recommending them on YouTube and Reddit is not recommending them? Like, why? What's going on? And he said a ton of misinformation out there. Some of it is motivated by affiliate kickbacks. So basically is these companies approach creators and influencers, please talk about our wallet, we're going to give you this, we're going to pay you this, the more people you sign up, the more money we're going to pay you. So yeah.
The third type of hot wallet is a desktop wallet. Just the same way the mobile one, you have to install it on your phone. Now this is a software you're installing on your desktop. The desktop wallet is the same. It's type of like a software. They're actually considered safe, but the only disadvantage is if maybe your laptop gets a malware, a virus, your coins are liable to disappear.
I searched for the question, which is the best desktop wallet, and already I could see them talking about Electrum, though this is posted 2 years ago, and also Bitcoin Core, which is a bit of an advanced wallet. Do not use Coinbase or any other exchange. Again, we know this. My personal favorite is Electrum. I like Electrum. Everyone is just saying Electrum, Electrum, Electrum. And even when you go to the frequently asked, again, guys, the first one they recommend is Electrum. So I checked all the ones that they've recommended because if you look at here, Electrum is this one. But yeah, and even here they're saying do not download Electrum from another source than electrum.org website, and then you just click download Electrum like that, and then you click Windows installer, and then you say save file like that on it, and then I just use my Electrum, double click it, example, and then so guys, this is how you get your Electrum wallet. You can click next, you can decide on a standard wallet and a wallet with two-factor authentication. You can say create a new seed. You can choose Segwit or Legacy. That's pretty much how you download it. Please make sure before you download Electrum you have no malware, so it would be good if you cleaned up your laptop beforehand. Okay, Okay, so this is another website. It's known as Exodus. I have heard good and bad things about it. Good, it has a very beautiful interface, as you guys can see. It's time to own your crypto. Woo! Look at this. Look at this. It's really, let's just say it looks really good, but I have had so many negative things about this website. Positives, it can hold a lot of cryptocurrency assets. Like, guys, these are too many coins, like life itself and all. But if we go back to Reddit, we can see the reasons why people don't vouch for it. However, really many people actually vouch for this website. I can see concerns with Exodus. It's closed source, and like Electrum, which is open source and the code is open for everyone to see. With Exodus, they really can put any malicious things on that code and you would not know. Lacks proper peer review, wide attack surface, cannot manually set fees. Yes, this is true, because I've learned people want to be able to set the fees that they want, and I like Blockstream Green, the one that I've recommended for mobile, because you can actually set the amount of money you want to spend for you to send a particular amount. But if you cannot manually set your fees, you end up overpaying on transaction fees, missing many features like bumping and privacy features, overcharges for coins purchased in the wallet. However, people still love this wallet for many other reasons, like beauty, like the interface. So I mean, it's up to you.
Let me tell you, the internet is where all the madness begins. So if you can avoid the internet where you've stored your cryptocurrency, then your cryptocurrency is safe. Another type of wallet, and the final one, is a multi-signature wallet. It needs many people to sign for bitcoins to be released. So maybe if you're a family or a couple or a business place. So these are the 5 types of wallets. Like I said, the cold storage are the more advised. Everyone urges everyone to go cold.
I frequently asked questions for beginners on Reddit. And speaking of cold wallets, I figured I'd show you another set of cold wallets that they have recommended. Cold Card hardware wallet, coincard.com, and another one is the Digital Beatbox 02. So if you come to this website, you'll see Cold Card, or rather Coincard, Cold Card wallet. And if you scroll down, this is how it looks. Apparently this is the best one. If you can afford it, it's $120. And another one they've mentioned is this one, Beatbox 02, and I went to one of their sellers, and which is Blockstream, and they sell it for $110. I feel like these ones are also good as well. I remember in my previous video I only recommended the Trezor and the Ledger, which again they have also recommended here. But these two I really didn't know about them, and that's why I have recommended to them in this video for you, in case you would like to check them out as well. And I'll put this link in my description box, so that in case you really just want to dive in deep and read all the things that are here, find the YouTube pages that speak about all these wallets, the pros and the cons. I'm gonna leave it down below, so yeah, sure to check it out, especially if you are interested. And you can read so much, like they have advice as well. I'm not about to read all this for you, but yeah, hope you've learned a thing or two.
I personally want to invest in a cold wallet. Personally, I am planning to buy one as soon as I can, because I want to start putting larger investments there. Anyway guys, I hope you've had an idea of wallets. And next week, as we buy our first Bitcoin, or a decimal of a Bitcoin, I will show you how to buy it on the exchange platforms and how we are going to transfer it from the exchange platform to our wallet. Like I said in the first one, I'm going to be using a mobile based wallet. Also, it is good to note that there are some wallets that can only hold a certain cryptocurrency. There are some that only hold Bitcoin. There are some that hold Bitcoin and Ethereum. Something like the hardware wallets, they actually hold 100 coins as compared to the online ones, and mainly because the online ones are free. Anyway guys, I hope you've learned the different types of wallets, different characteristics of wallets, which wallets you should think of if you want short-term or long-term investment. However, the goal is to buy a hardware wallet, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two about wallets. Comment down below which wallet you want us to deal with, or which wallet you'd like to see me even work on first in the next video. I would really appreciate it. Otherwise, I love you guys so much, and I hope you've enjoyed the cryptocurrency series. And as we continue, keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing these videos, and let's help each other learn a new way of investing our money. However, don't forget to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Definitely watch the videos on the screen, catch up with the series if you haven't, and if you have a new topic or something about cryptocurrency that you'd want more clarification on, I would appreciate if you also just commented down below, and I would definitely get into working on it. I love you guys, and bye. Subscribe if you haven't. Okay.